Okay, so we're gonna start this over literally from the beginning. So thank you, Leona, so much for telling me that you could not hear me. Maybe for some of you, you think that's a blessing, and I totally understand that. But anyway, what we're looking at tonight is we are looking at holiday place settings for your upcoming holiday dinners and any other type of celebratory event that you might be hosting that you want to make the table look a little festive. And what we're going to be doing is creating that tablescape with Stampin' Up! Products, things that you already have. Stampin' Up! Product is primarily used for card making, but you really add value to it when you take it beyond that card making, when you find other uses for it, gift giving, gift packaging, holiday decor, tablescapes, and things like that. So a real quick tattle on myself before we jump into the tablescape. When we got ready to move, we actually moved twice in the last 8 to 9 months. I started downsizing everything. We had been in our house 26 years, and originally we downsized to what's called a shotgun, very tiny, less than 1,000 square foot, cute little place in Algiers Point in New Orleans. And then everything else went into storage. As part of that downsizing, I was trying to anticipate what we would need in this dream house that we were building on land that we had purchased 3 years ago. Well, pandemic, COVID, everything else aside, we ended up moving into the house that we're in now. It's perfect. But what I realized was I had sold my holiday dishes. And now I am hosting my kids for holidays. And I'm like, I need holiday dishes. But it worked out in my favor, guys. My holiday dishes would not have coordinated with Stampin' Up! Product. And some of you totally get that and are out there giggling right now. So I found clear dishes. I am so excited to have square plates, which I've always wanted because they store so well, and clear plates that are going to allow me to decorate for every holiday from here on out with Stampin' Up! Product. And they're always going to coordinate, and they're always going to allow the product to shine through. So, little tattle on myself. I use Stampin' Up! Products in decorating for the holidays as an excuse to buy myself some new dishes. Nothing fancy, but they're fun and they feel good. So the first part of our place setting is to have a placemat. And in this case, I'm simply using a 12 by 12 piece of paper. With that 12 by 12 piece of paper, you have a choice. Our designer papers come with a heavy piece of cardboard. And if you want a little bit of stability to your placemat, you can go ahead and you can adhere it to that piece of cardboard that comes with your paper, or you can simply just use that 12 by 12 piece just like that. That's how I will be personally using it and not adhering it to anything like that. Then what I did, and everything I'm working with is from the Eden Garden Suite, which was released this month to the public. And I loved the soft greens and the little bit of gold in it. One other little quick tip, so often we think, for example, Thanksgiving, and we think pilgrims, and we think turkeys. When we buy products that are extremely specific, leprechauns, four-leaf clovers, pilgrims, turkeys, they're extremely limiting products. What I love to do instead is to find product that's more versatile that I can use in ways that give me more bang for my buck, okay? I'm really into value when I shop. So 12 by 12 paper, everything's from Eden Garden. Here, this little piece here that I'm gonna show you how to make can either work as a napkin holder. So you could take your napkin, roll it up, and shove it in there, okay? You could put a couple little treats as if your, Thanksgiving pie isn't enough. Or you can also put a couple of 2 by 4 inch pieces of cardstock in there so that your family can write what they're thankful for and you can preserve it in a memory album. And you're gonna go ahead with a chalk marker and put their name on here so that it works as a place setting. Another option for your napkin ring is to use, again, that cardstock and create something that's a little stiff, adding some paper and some ribbon. And I am going to go through these projects with you in just a second. So that's another really pretty option for you for working with the paper. And then I'm going to show you two options. This is one here for your silverware. Fun little treat holder. We've got the word grateful. We've got some of the elements and the papers again from the Eden's Garden. So let's go ahead and let's pull some of those things in. And let me show you first and foremost kind of where I started for all of the extras. Because of course we started with a 12 by 12 piece of paper as the placemat. For the little treat holders, for the napkin rings, for the silverware holder, what I did was I took that 12 by 12 paper, cut it down to 8 by 8. I found that anything smaller than 8 by 8 just really wasn't good for silverware. And as you can see, it's already still pretty loosey. So I am going to show you what I'm really doing with my silverware, but I wanted to give you an option out of the designer paper first, okay? So 8 by 8, that leaves you with a 4 by 12 inch piece. And we cut that in half so that you ended up with 4 2 by 6 pieces. And those 4 by 6 inch pieces, or oh my gosh, 2 by 6 inch pieces are what we wrapped around cardstock for napkin rings. So I got 4 napkin rings, 1 place setting. And then this 4 by 8 piece here, we cut into 2 by 8, and that's what we created this piece here for. And I will take a snapshot of that, and I will do a more detailed blog post for you guys with that. So, for some of the products tonight, what you're gonna see me work with is our tag topper punch. In addition, the other thing that you're gonna see me work with is something that I can't live without. And they are on sale 20% off only until midnight tonight, Mountain Time in the United States. Okay, so you want to jump on these. I just can't live without these dies. These are the Hippo Dies, and there's lots and lots of different shapes. You've got the cute little hippo. You don't need the stamp. You know it looks like a hippo. Cute little pony. Again, you don't need the stamp. Looks like the pony. You've got the swivel. You end up with some fun flowers. But more importantly than all of that, what you have, let me take them out of my little bowl here, is these two elements here, which are going to create ribbon slots for you. So these are the Hippo Dies, and all of the tags that you see on all of the projects that I'm going to showcase for you tonight, with the exception of the circle, okay, everything came from the Hippo Dies. Love, love, love them. 20% off until 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. So let's just set these aside, put those away, and let's look at a couple of things. A couple of other things that I'm working with and do, where's my white paper, is I'm going to be working with our in color elements. And then you have Evening Evergreen and Soft Settle. Those are the colors in the Eden's Garden. We have our beautiful Soft Succulent Evening Evergreen ribbon, gold ribbon. So ribbon, inks, embellishments, lots of options for working with different things. We also have this beautiful weave ribbon that is in the Evening Evergreen. So let's take a look at a couple of these different projects and see what we came up with. Let's get our trimmer out. And this is the piece that is 4 by 8. So we're going to cut it at 6 inches. And then we're going to cut it at 2 inches. And you can simply choose, if you don't need it to be extra sturdy, it all probably depends on what kind of napkin that you're working with. You can simply choose to make just a circle and staple it on either end. Or you can choose to do as I did, and I adhered it to that white background paper to create a ring. Then what I did was I took a piece of tear and tape just down the middle, and let's take our little piercing tool here and get that up, and our nice thick ribbon. And I'm going to let it hang off the edge, but I'm just going right down that strip. I love when Stampin' Up! Gives us ribbon that is as wide as or wider than the tear and tape. And in this case, let's just go ahead and not use the cardboard. I love tear and tape. It's my favorite adhesive besides dimensionals. Give your favorite adhesive a shout out below. Which one do you guys like to use? Are you a multi-purpose glue person, a dimensional person, or does it depend on the type of project that you're working on? So we're going to pull that over, and we've got that piece there. Then to create this look here, all I did was I wanted to cover that seam up, and we're going to just take a length of ribbon, tie it around, and we're not even going to make a bow. And of course, with any project that I show you tonight, you can definitely make it more elaborate, or you can just kind of make it simple. You kind of have to know your family. You have to know the time that you have. And you're going to notice that I squish it just a little bit. Instead of making it round, it's going to roll around. I squish it. I don't bend it, but I squish it a little bit to kind of give it that oval oblong look. And then for the decoration, in this case, I made a little tag, and I was just going to put just a little note inside. I stamped this with one of the images from Eden Garden and added 2 of those in color dots. Okay, so that is our napkin ring. So then looking at our paper, and Stampin' Up! Trimmer, I hope, is on everyone's Christmas list. If you don't have one, trust me, you need one. So out of that 12 by 12 paper, what we have is a 2-inch piece by 8 inches. And we are going to take, let me back the trimmer out for just a second, our punch, and put our paper in. And we're going to just punch it on both ends. And then you're going to match your ends up, and you're just going to fold it down, grab your bone folder, and give it that nice score. So now you have a nice score in the middle. Push your cutting tool up out of the way, lay that score line on 1 inch, use your scoring tool, and give yourself a score 1 inch over to that, turn it around, put that middle score line back on the 1 inch, and score again. What you've done is you have your middle fold, and you've scored it 1 inch on either side. You're going to push that center fold up, and you're going to make a W. Think Janet Wakeland, okay? You're going to make that W, and then you're going to tie your little ribbon through the top, like I did here. Let me hold it down so you can see that. And you can again put your 2 by 4 inch piece of cardstock in there. You can put your napkin through there. You can go ahead and put some after dinner mints inside of that so that they have them. Anything else that you wanted to put in that. And then on this little tag from the Hippos, use your chalk marker to write their name. So then the first of the 2 silverware options, we're going to use our 8 by 8 piece of paper, and you need a bone folder. The trick to anything that you do with folding is really, really precise measurements and really crisp folds. So you're going to turn this on a diagonal, and in this case, I want this to be my forward-facing design. I want this to be, let me pull this back in for a second. This is the contrast, and this is the main design. I want this to be the contrast and this to be the main design. So I'm going to flip it down like this. So inside, basically, this is the inside, outside, inside, outside, outside down, if that helps. We're going to go point to point. And if any of you watched our corner bookmark video, you're going to know that with your bone folder, you start in the middle and you crease out in each direction. If you missed that video, the reason for that is if you start at one end, it is actually very easy for your bone folder to grab your paper and to start to shift it offline like that, and then you wonder why your corners aren't even. So point to point, start in the middle with your bone folder, and then in this case, it's just eyeballing, okay? There's no real measurement, you're just gonna eyeball it. What you want is a straight line. Something, if you're still a little unsure if it's a straight line, that can help you, is something that should be on every crafter's holiday gift. And that is our 11 by 17 grid paper. And so in this case, I can see that my point is on this line and on this line, and I can tell that it's straight, if that makes sense. So I can use my grid paper to help me with those points. So the grid paper has endless uses. We're gonna take this piece and we're gonna fold it right along this top edge here. I always put my finger up here at the dot, and we're gonna bring it over, bring it down, and oops, and we're gonna do that creasing again. And at this point, you're also gonna add a little bit of adhesive, and I'm just gonna add some of our steel. I'm gonna add that in. And then this flap just comes down, and we can go ahead and you don't need any really fancy adhesive for that. You're gonna pull that down, and now you have that pocket for your silverware. You could also fill it with dinner treats. There's lots of options for this pocket. To decorate the pocket that I showed you, I used 2 circles. This little tag piece is part of the Eden's die. Embossed the word grateful. The little gold pieces are from the Eden's die. And then this little border piece is just adhered to the top flap, and it is from the Eden's die as well. But that's one option for your silverware or for treats. This is how I'm personally going to be doing my treats. And Stampin' Up! Has these beautiful ombre bags. There are 20 bags in the lot. You get 4 of each of the 5 colors. So if you purchase a pack right now, for example, so that you have them on hand for the holidays, don't worry about not needing these colors. You're probably thinking to yourself, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, you know, Fresh Freesia, I don't need those for Christmas. But wait guys, okay? I'm using these 2 for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna use more of these again at Christmas. But now I have these beautiful spring ones that I'm going to be using at our family Easter dinner. So they are not going to go to waste, okay? And some of you may be doing a Valentine's event. Some of you may have birthday events coming up. So they're not going to go to waste. So don't go, oh, but I wish they were all one color. I wish they were all evergreen or succulent or pink. No, 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 no. You can use them, guys. Trust me. And you want them and you need them. So here's what I'm going to be doing. And in this case, maybe you're going to cut your paper just a little bit different. And I'm going to cut this one up. It's okay. It's just for showing you guys, and I've got plenty of paper, and I only have 5 of us. There's only going to be 5 of us for dinner, so I don't have a ton of these to make. So it's all good here at my place, guys. So I'm going to show you a little trick just because I'm lazy. The paper bag has a seam on one side, and then it's totally flat on one side. I'm going to take just a little bit of adhesive, and I'm going to eyeball so that there's about the same amount on each side. And then all I'm going to do is fold this to the back. I'm not going to make sure that the crease is really, really tight, because I want to be able to still get into that bag. I don't want this to be like a suffocating tight band and then nothing can go in it. So all I'm doing is folding it back, and on the piece that's folding over, we'll put all that adhesive on it. And now I have that pretty little belly band on my project. Then to go ahead and to decorate it, what I've done, there is another really beautiful set of dies, seasonal dies, and I will post a picture of them. They are extremely versatile, and they're a great add to your collection, especially at 20% off tonight. That's going to go on there. I have gone ahead and die cut 2 labels from the Hippo labels. Used those little dies that you saw earlier, these little dies here, to put my ribbon on. And let's just add a little bit of adhesive to this. Okay. Yeah. My dauber trick is good, but now I just got to remember to keep the tip clean. I need to get a little pin to put down inside of that. Okay, so we're going to put that on. And I don't think I got enough adhesive on it, but you're going to get the idea. And I'm going to grab my succulent ribbon and this beautiful gold ribbon. My family's worthy of both. I love my family. I know you guys love your family too. And the other thing is I'm going to tattle on myself again, guys. Don't you laugh. I have been known to take projects away after the holidays instead of just throwing all the table settings away. I have been known to take them apart, saving what cardstock ribbon I can for future projects. So I've been known to repurpose them in that way. And you're going to have the gold, and then that's going to go around it. And this is actually where my silverware is going to go for my family. So lots of fun things that you can be doing for your place setting. And while I did tell you that you don't need projects that are specific like pilgrims and turkeys and things like that, I do love paper pumpkin, and I am using last month's paper pumpkin to make a few turkeys, and just for something fun on the table. And I do love that some of the pieces of the turkey that were designed to create boxes actually kind of coordinate with that. So I will have a turkey on the table thanks to a bonus paper pumpkin that I had laying around. So have some fun, guys, using your paper products for your place settings and for other, like beyond just card making. There's so many fun things, guys, that you can be doing with your products. Make sure that you take a look at Eden's Garden. Make sure you take a look at those Hippo dies, and I will post the seasonal, I think seasonal wreath, seasonal something, real quick for you in a follow-up post of this, because I don't want you to miss out on them while the dies are 20% off. So have any questions, just let me know, and I will post some follow-up photos of the place settings. And then, of course, next Thursday, once the table is set for all 5 of us, I'll be posting some finished photos as well, too. So thanks for watching tonight, guys. Have a great day.